Hello, it's me again with crazy hair today. Sorry about that. Just talking today about assemblies. I know that lots of people are now doing assemblies, which is such a brilliant way of advertising what we do to whole schools. And it's not scary, and don't worry about it. I've done millions now. And for the performers amongst you, it's great. It's just like being on stage. So get there in good time. Obviously, I know I always harp on about that, but get there in good time, like a good 15 minutes to set up, maybe 10 with an assembly, because the school don't want you there too early. But you're going to need to take with you USB with the assembly on it. So I normally take my laptop with the assembly on it, a USB with the assembly on it, and then I normally have a Dropbox link to the assembly too, because obviously if you do want to use a PowerPoint presentation, you need it. And it's never not worked. But I always take backup of a backup, and then I take a copy of the letter that's going out to school, which we can get to you, and then I wear my Rattle and Roll gear. So arrive early, sign in, show your DBS, show your ID to the office, say you're here to do an assembly, get taken through to the hall as soon as you can, because it often takes a few moments to set up. Every school's different. Schools are now, on the whole, all set up now with a laptop linked to a smart board, linked to a projector in the hall. I haven't been to one in the last year that hasn't got one. And if they haven't got one, we can all speak. It's fine. I always say that. It's like, and if it's a big hassle, some schools have to get a screen out of the cupboard and put it up. And if it's a massive hassle, I just say, don't worry, I can talk. So I'll talk through that option in a minute, but I'll talk about the PowerPoint one first. We've got loads of PowerPoints on Dropbox. We can do them for you. If you want to make them your own, that's fine. Just keep it super simple, because it's not about sitting and staring at the screen. It's about engaging the children. So I always get introduced, and it really varies, and it's so interesting, school on school, how they come in, how the staff talk to you. It's fascinating. So there's normally one teacher running the assembly who's really grateful you're there, because they're like, woohoo, I don't have to run assembly now. They will introduce you. I'm always Nikki now, rather than Mrs. Pierce, as I was in the day. So she'll hand over to me, and I will say, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. Sometimes there's a bit of a cringy moment when they're like, good morning, Nikki. And that's fine. Then I introduce myself. I talk a bit about me. So I just say that my name is Nikki. And I always start by saying that back in the day, if I'd been doing this assembly, you would have had to call me Mrs. Pierce. Who can think what job I might have done? Just to engage them straight away with a question. They often say policewoman. I don't know why. So I get a few ideas, and I say, yes, I was a teacher. So I say, so same rules apply. You've got to sit, you've got to look at me, you've got to listen. If you want to say something, put your hand up, just to set behaviour expectations immediately. I've only been left on my own once ever in 10 years, and that was fine. So I had the behaviour where I wanted it, and all the staff just disappeared, and I had 400 kids on my own. But that's only once. Normally sometimes you've got 10 teachers down each side of the room, and then that's always a little bit more like, ooh. But then just treat it like a performance, and just, you know what you're talking about, and they just get to sit there for 10 minutes, so they're quite happy, and they're there to support you, which is brilliant. Normally it's one teacher who will there in case there's any issues with any of the children. They're there just to kind of help you crowd manage. So I introduce myself, and then I say, right, I'm here today. It's very exciting news. We've got a great opportunity coming. So whether you're talking about holiday club or after school clubs, or before school clubs, and whatever theme it is you're talking about, introduce it, make it sound amazing. So if it's an on the stage, I often say this club has got 3 different things in it, and it's called on the stage. What could those 3 things be? Collect ideas. That's a really good way of kind of engaging them again. Hands up, and I'm going to pick somebody that's sitting really nicely. Oh, you're sitting really nicely. What do you think? And get some responses to that. If it's holiday club, just say I've come to talk to you about holiday club, because it's really exciting. Basically, it's a massive sales pitch, so make it sound amazing. And then once I've introduced the club and explained how it's working in their school, whether it's at lunchtime or a whole day of the holidays or whenever it is, I then tell a little bit more about what they can expect. So I explain in a drama club, I say, you know, what is drama? What's so good about drama? And collect some ideas, and then explain more about drama. and about, you know, how I studied drama at university, how it's really good for confidence. So if some of you are sat there today feeling a bit quieter, this could be the club for you, because shy people and quiet people are actually brilliant at acting. Or if you've got loads of confidence already, you know, come along and show us what you're made of. And then I explain that the scripts are all really equal and really fair, and not everybody has, you know, it's not one person with the main part. Everybody gets their chance to shine. If it's a dance club, I say, what's so good about dancing? Collect some ideas. And then I'll explain more about the positive benefits that dancing can bring, the fact that I still dance now, even though I'm 100 years old. And then I will often ask the boys to put their hand up if they play football, and they all put their hands up. And then I say, keep your hands up, boys, if you go dancing every week. And then nearly all of them come down. And I'm like, dancing is so good for your football. I talk about coordination, concentration, fitness, agility, preventing injury. And then I also ask them, the whole group, who, if an hour of dancing would burn off more calories than an hour of football. And I collect their ideas. So put your hands up if you think football burns off more calories, which is units of energy, because they might not know what calories are. Well, how many units of energy in an hour? And loads of them think it's football, and I'm like, it's dancing. And that's true. Dancing burns off more calories in an hour than playing football. So then big up dance club. If it's singing club, talk about the importance of singing, and there'll be some pictures of pop stars behind you. Talk about how, you know, singing is so good for you. It's so good for your well-being. It will make you happy and confident. It might get you on the X Factor one day. If it's a holiday club, talk about all the different activities that are going to be happening in that holiday club, and how this is a real opportunity in the school holidays to learn some new skills. Come and learn how to dance. We'll do singing, craft activities, drama, whatever the theme of the holiday club is. Explain more about that, make it sound amazing. And say at the end of holiday club, there's a show to whoever collects you. At the end of the day, you're going to perform. If it's a perform holiday club. If it's an active one, you can just talk through all the exciting activities. Also, with all the after school clubs, there's going to be a performance at the end of term. We try and get you to perform to the school. Then we invite anyone in from home to come and watch you, and it's, you know, it's so exciting. And that's why we do it, to perform. So that's the different clubs. And then sometimes within the PowerPoint, I do put a little video in from YouTube. So I'll embed a clip from YouTube. Some schools, YouTube, it doesn't work because it's covered by security. So then you can often open Chrome in a new browser and put in the link. So I prepare that before the assembly. I check if it works or not. If it doesn't work, I use it through Chrome. But most of the PowerPoints now that have got videos in them, I've actually downloaded them and uploaded them to the PowerPoint, so they should work. It does depend on the quality of Wi-Fi sometimes. So if you don't get the video, it's not a big deal. I'll often play music, so I'll have audio clips within the PowerPoint. I always have the audio clips on my phone as well, and I always take my speaker with me just in case it all goes wrong. So at least you've got some music. So as the children come into the assembly, I would have music playing, and then as they go out, have music playing, something relevant to the club. And then during the assembly, if there's chance, sometimes I get them all up and we'll sing. Shotgun's been brilliant for that. I'm like, right, we're going to do some singing. So if it's a performing arts club that's got an element of singing in it, or a holiday club that's got an element of singing in, I'll say, let's stand up and I want to hear how great you are at singing, and we'll sing through Shotgun, because they know all the words generally anyway. Sometimes I put the lyrics and have that on the dongle as well, so that they can see the words. But for the chorus of Shotgun, they generally know it. And then it gets them all singing and sounding amazing. And then they sit back down again. And I'm very controlled. I'm like, right, amazing. And silently, everybody is going to sit down. And that's like my teacher voice. So, I mean, that's it. To be honest, it flies by. They're normally like 10 to 15 minutes. So you could speak for a lot longer. So watch your timing. Keep an eye on the clock. Because they don't want to go on forever, because then they'll miss their learning. And they don't want to be too short. So kind of keep an eye on it. Let me think if there's anything else. Play some music, show some dance clips if you want. Feel free to add things into the PowerPoint that you want to, and things that are really relevant to sell the club that you're selling. And then at the end, I'll talk through. I'll show it the letter that's going out, or a flyer. Say, this is coming home with you today. If you want to book a place, you need to go to our website, and all the information is on this letter, or go to the flyer. And I'll say, if you can't find the letter when you get home. You can Google Rattle and Roll and you can find our website, and you can find your school on the website. Have a look down and you'll find your school, and then you can add whatever you want to the basket, just like Amazon, and sign out and check out rather. And then I explain a little bit about costs. I don't like to harp on too much about how expensive it is. But with clubs, I do say, obviously you have to pay. All the details of that are on the letter. So you need to talk to whoever looks after you at home. So I generally don't say parents, because not everybody's got parents at home. I'll say whoever looks after you at home, you need to talk to them to see if you'll be able to come. And we really can't wait to see you and hope to see you soon. And then I do say, has anyone got any questions? It's a bit dodgy, that, because sometimes you get everyone putting their hand up and telling you random things that are not relevant. So I often say, don't forget, if it's a question, it needs to have a question mark at the end, and it needs to be something about the club that I've been talking about today. And then take a couple of questions, and then you can, if there's loads, you can say, look, I'll be here at the end of the assembly, so if you want to come and see me to ask me anything else, you can pop to the front and see me. Then I'll hand back over to the teacher and say, thank you so much for having me. And generally they get the children to give you a round of applause then, which is slightly embarrassing, and it's like, thanks. But yeah, sometimes you have year 6 children that will flick through your PowerPoint for you, which is super helpful. Sometimes you're doing it alone, so you might have to nip back to the laptop to flick through each page. I keep the pages really simple, so you're just explaining the benefits of everything we do and what they can expect at all of the clubs. That's it. Yeah, so you need the Dropbox files for the assemblies, and if you need anything else, just get in touch with me. Okay, thanks.